Peoples of the universe, please attend carefully. The message that follows is vital to the future of you all.
Well, it's not really this time. Not really vital to the future at all. This is going to be my review of Doctor Who: Revolution of the Daleks. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. I hope everybody's doing very, very well out there in YouTube land. I hope everybody's doing well. I was just going to record this and put this out as a video. I'm like, why? Why am I going to go to all that trouble when I can just do it live? I want to be off relatively soon. This is not going to go on forever. I hope to be less than half hour. I will answer your questions, obviously. I'll say hello. But I'll give you my thoughts. So listen, this did not go the way I thought it would go on any way. This is probably Chibnall and Whittaker's best episode. Yeah, I will say it's their best episode. This is not a recommend in any way, shape, or form. But it's not Jodie bad. I was really, really surprised, and I think that was reflected quite a lot in the ratings, which was far higher than I thought it should have been. It's got a 4.69 in the overnight. I think that was represented in again, not a good episode, but it's not a Jodie bad episode. And for a normie watching it, a normie can go, well, this seems pretty similar to Doctor Who to me. So I can see. I can see why. Listen, it's got one of the lowest ratings of all time. That is true. It got one of the lowest ratings of all time. It's down 2 million from last year. That's all true. They'll probably get 500,000, but they might actually get more because again, there is. If you're not somebody who hates the current era, which I am, what to recommend? But first, let's go through it. First, as I said, everybody. Matthew Barris, give you 6 out of 10. Yeah, I'm about the same way. Best script and Chibnall's come up with the okay. The ratings are nearly 5 million, 4.69. So I have to do my hat. Yeah, I think when you do a good job, it shows. I think that's why the ratings are low and ratings are high. You had fun watching it. Good for you, Heather Sulu. That's my bar these days. Well, listen, your bar must be serving something pretty darn awesome if you had fun watching it. Although, again, I didn't hate it. I'm amazed I didn't hate it like I hated pretty much every episode she's done, right? I'm really surprised. It was far from perfect. Barrowman was great, yes, he would go. Had zero chemistry with Jodie. It's not his fault. He exudes chemistry. She is a chemistry black hole, right? She's a chemistry black hole. She has done. Hey, says Kemal. Robert Payne definitely been waiting for this. It's not. This is going to disappoint everybody, right? This is going to disappoint Jodie fans because it wasn't stellar. This is going to disappoint Jodie haters because it wasn't awful. Listen, I'll go through it with you. I will go through it with you. I didn't watch it. I backed out last week. You're smart. There's no need to watch it. There is no need to watch it whatsoever, right? I mean, it's so skippable. What there is a need to do is click on the link below. Click on the link below. Sign up for my freaking Indiegogo. Sign up for Indiegogo. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. Hit the subscribe button. I think I'm probably going to take the stream down pretty shortly after and put it back as a video the next day. That's essentially my plan. But yeah, totally watchable, totally not worth watching. Fine. So let me go. If you haven't watched it, let me start going through it for you. So it starts with a good gag. I'm amazed. It starts with actually a good gag. It starts the ever caption saying, long time ago, far, far away. I'm like, okay, a bit of a Star Wars ripoff, but I think they're doing it quite obviously. Yeah, Talons, the ratings are 4.69 overnight, which is pretty darn good. Pretty darn good, for especially with BBC these days. So starts with this gag, long time ago, far, far away. Then you get a sub-caption underneath the ones. Each of those things says, long time ago, 2019, far, far away, Cheltenham. Good gag, okay? Listen, I always want to give them credit where credit is due. So then we flash back to the end of Resolution. I think they must have refilmed it because it looks better than I remember it looking, and they blow up the Dalek. And I was really confused at this point. I was really confused because it's not how I remember it at all. I thought they sucked the Dalek out of the TARDIS into a black hole or something. No, apparently they blew up the casing. I stopped to look at YouTube, right, to see the end of Resolution, so I could work out what the hell was going on. So yeah, they blew up the casing at one point in Resolution, and then they have the Dalek. He's the Dalek mutants on the back of Grindstone, and he gets sucked out into space, right, or into a supernova or something. It's crap. It's just crap, So you have a reasonably good gag, and then you get a glimpse of Dr. Jodie, and like, oh god, it's Dr. Karen. So miscast, so in over her head, so clueless, and she's running again, right? They do that running scene from Resolution where when she puts something on the Dalek below. Please, somebody tell her, darling, Jodie, you're not a runner. You're not a convincing runner. The waddling like a duck thing isn't heroic, but then again, neither is your doctor. So there you go. That's pretty. It all kind of fits. So again, I had to go to YouTube. I stopped the episode, went to YouTube to look up the end. I'm like, that's what went down. So they had the casing blown up. And so the remains of the casings ends up in the shadowy organization. Who knows? Torchwood unit. Who cares? Another shadowy organization. And then it gets kind of a bit weird. They have a bit weird. Like the guy driving the truck, the woman says, how's your mother doing? I hope your mother's okay. There's some weird thing going on with the mum. I don't know what it is. And then they're driving and you see a picture of her mother on the dashboard. I don't know what's going on with that at all. Okay, whatever. So he stops at like a motorway, not cafe, one of the like caravans that sell like burgers and tea, and he gets some tea. So put some tea in his flask. He takes some tea and he drinks it and he passes out. So this was all a setup to get he's transporting the Dalek casing that they blew up from Resolution. So this is all a setup to get him so they can steal the Dalek and kill him, I think. But it seems like a weird plan. Did they have like these little caravans all the way down the motorway because they didn't know where he was going to stop? Okay, who cares? Nothing matters, right? Quite some time's gone by. We haven't really seen Dr. Jodie, so everything is good in the world, right? That's basically what I mean. Everything's good. I haven't seen her. Fine, I can live with it. So yeah, bit of weird things. And they steal the Dalek, and we're into the shitty Doctor Who titles. Oh god. And then we're with Mr. Trump-alike. I can't remember his Robson. And they seem to be trying to make him not so Trumpy now. I don't know. The bloke from Misfits is there. The guy who was Jarrett Sanger, the guy who could go back in time in Misfits. And the woman in the red coat who's a dodgy politician who we saw in the publicity stills. And what's happened is the Trump-alike has got the Dalek casing. And the Misfits guy has reverse engineered it into making these Dalek drones, these police drones. And I'm telling you that Chibnall must have been flicking off his wet vagina all summer, but I've been touching his little button relentlessly when he saw it. It was all cool with the youth that the Twitterati had declared that ACB, all cops are indeed illegitimate. So tying it into this episode perfectly, yes, of course, Daleks will be police because everybody hates the police now. So he must have freaking loved this summer. I honestly, if it was him who put his knee on Mr. Floyd's neck and had a mask on, wouldn't be at all surprised. Seemed it did work out very well. Oh, my vagina, so wet. Oh, somebody was saying that. He was. But I'm not really seeing how these Daleks they're introducing are the bestest thing ever for law enforcement. They got like a water cannon instead of gun, and they can shoot gas through their sucker hand, which isn't a sucker. But it's just taken as a given that the Daleks are very powerful, and everybody sees them, will like them, and want them. It's just lazy Chris Chibnall writing because Chris Chibnall is a lazy writer. We then, this is so. I've just finished watching this. I wrote notes, although it took 2 hours. I wrote these notes as I was watching it. We then cut to the Doctor who's in space prison. She's trapped there. She can't get out because she's shit. The first stunning and brave Doctor, played by Jodie Whittaker, is shit. She seems to have given up. She has no hope of getting out, and because she isn't a hero. She isn't a hero, right? So we see kind of ushered into like this Sharda-like prism. At least this is how Sharda was portrayed when we saw it, when we read about it before it was in Doctor Who magazine or whatever. And there's aliens in there. There's a Pting. There's a was it a weeping angel? And it just shows you Chibnall is so out of his depth. He even has the weeping angel look a bit crap. That even that didn't really work. So she's trapped there, and she's impotent, and she's helpless, and she's actually talking to herself. She's reminding herself about her real adventures as Doctor Who. And then somebody knocks at the door, knocks at the wall, and she's all excited. Somebody's there to help her because she needs help, because that is this Doctor. She is not a hero. She is not a hero in any way, shape, or form. And they're just like so okay with that, right? They're just like so like, yeah, this Doctor's not a hero at all. She says, stay strong, stay strong. People waiting for you. No one who is not mentally ill is waiting for you. I mean, listen, I know there are a lot of people out there who do genuinely like this Doctor Who. Probably the best episode they've done. But generally speaking, Jodie Whittaker fans I found to be completely freaking insane. Just off the charts bonkers. So yeah, they're waiting for you. But no, nobody's sane is. So back at the fam, Yaz has become obsessed with working out the secrets of the TARDIS that the Doctor sent them home with, who's now shaped like a flat or an apartment, a house or something. And, she's going to work out how to fly a TARDIS because she's just the bestest ever. She's Yaz, the bestest ever, which they keep reiterating throughout the episode. Well, at least, I'll say in her defense, at least, unlike the Doctor, she hasn't given up, right? She hasn't given up and say, because at least she's acting somewhat heroically. They mentioned to her, they have a throwaway line, with Graham and Ryan come over to see her. They mentioned to her, it's New Year. It's New. And she said, "Oh, really? I didn't realize." So that was the only connection with it being a festive episode, right? That's that's it. That is absolutely it. No connection with Christmas or New Year's. Nothing. It's just another episode. So Graham and Ryan were trying to talk her into moving on. And she's not really interested. And they said, "Well, we better show you this." And this is 10 months after the Trumper has shown them, has done the demonstration of their Dalek prototype, whatever. And they've been rolling. It's going to take a year to roll them out. So they got footage of it. And there's, oh look, it's the Daleks. They better go and investigate. So the Scooby gang, they're going to go and investigate. And so Trump likes making a dodgy deal with the evil politician woman that they're going to fund the Daleks it's going to be this. They're going to put tons of money into it. And then a little bit later, Ryan, Yaz, and Graham show up to accost him, essentially, and say, "Hey, we know what you're doing, Mr. Evil Trumper-like. We know what you're doing there." And they don't really have anything. They're like, "Well, what do you think I'm doing? I'm doing pretty much my job." And he does keep making extremely good points for this entire episode, which is kind of weird. And then after accosting him, a few minutes later, his security shows up. Excuse me, if he's really that rich and he's that Trumpy, his security is going to be all bloody over you in the first freaking minute, right? You're not going to stand a chance. But no, it doesn't matter. So they throw away the element of surprise and they don't get anything for it because it's the Doctor Who fam and they're useless. So who else is useless? Dr. Jodie. Dr. Jodie locked in prison, can't get out. We don't know how long she's been there. It might have been years, might have been decades, might have been centuries. But thankfully, I didn't write this. Chris Chibnall wrote this, okay? Thankfully, the stunning and brave first female Doctor, played by Jodie Whittaker, has found a man to help her. Captain Jack. This is how he's introduced. Captain Jack's there, and she sees her to help her break out. He's got this bubble that can go through walls and lasts about 20 seconds. So he runs with her. And he's a man in his 50s, and she's supposed to be Doctor Who. He can run, she can't. She cannot run. It's the weirdest thing. You've got to find a better way of shooting that. So they break it out, and Captain Jack's got a vortex manipulator hidden, which he then uses. And it's fantastic. It's fantastic to see Captain Jack. Captain Jack, it's always good. I saw there's an ad for a Big Finish Torchwood release, which has John Barrowman and David Tennant. And at first, that's before I saw this episode. And at first I was like, I'm not going to let you manipulate me, Big Finish, and get me buy stuff I don't want to, even if it's got David Tennant. I've seen this. He is just so full of charisma and absolute love of the role. So, yeah, he's fantastic. And because of him, you really don't notice Jodie. And we're about 20 minutes in. And it's not so bad. It's not so bad. Okay, so these Dalek drones have ramped up production. And now they're going national because the evil politician woman has become prime minister somehow. I don't know. And the boffin, the Misfits guy, has found some like Dalek cells, and he's grown a Dalek mutant, right? He's cloned a Dalek mutant. Okay, whatever. It's a leap of logic, but whatever. I'm fine with that. Yeah, and again, 20 minutes in at this point, sorry. And it's not bad. I'm amazed. This is not bad. I mean, it's not good. It's not good, but it's not Jodie bad, right? It's not Orphan 55. It's not, basically, the Villa of Dildodi. It's not, this is not awful. I think this has done her a lot of favors, to be honest with you. Maybe because she hasn't been in it much, right? So that could help. So Trumper tells the Misfit Boffin guy to incinerate the Dalek mutant. That looks like bad news. Go in the incinerator, and then he gets a little bit more Trump. He says, "Yeah, your trouble is you're too clever. That's why people don't like experts." And you can see it, much like Pedro Pascal's take on the villain in Wonder Woman 84. You could see this is somebody who's insane. It's completely insane's view of the current president of the United States. You can see, okay, so you guys are bonkers, and that's all you can think about. But okay, so yeah, it starts to come to fore a bit then. So Misfits guys goes to incinerate the Dalek mutant. Dalek mutant, again, the production really good. Dalek mutant is realized well. But then he goes to throw in the incinerator, but the Dalek mutant then grabs him and takes him over, right? And I'm thinking, this isn't a bad Dalek story, right? Dalek remnants found to build a Dalek army, Dalek mutant found to build a Dalek army. Then a Dalek, Dalek remnants used to build a Dalek army. Then one Dalek mutant is grown, takes over the guy in charge, and now is going to grow lots more. I'm like, okay, that's actually a pretty darn strong Dalek story. I like that. I can't think of who Chibnall ripped that off from. So Jack beams himself and the Doctor out from. Yeah, they do a lot of teleporting in this. From time and space teleporting to a TARDIS. How long was she in prison? Seems like minimally decades, could be centuries, because she's shit. She is absolutely awful. As the character. So Captain Jack says, I've been there for 19 years trying to he got himself arrested to get himself in jail, to get himself next to the Doctor, to break her out, because she can't do it, because she's useless, right? And this plan has taken him 19 years to, even though he's immortal, I don't really see it, but okay, he's immortal, he's going to do it, and he did it. So you get in the TARDIS, and once you're into her music and her vibe, you can see it starting to fall apart a little bit. Terrible TARDIS set. Ugh. And it's supposed to be emotional, but it's not, because you don't really care about her at all. I thought, have a quick look at the chat. It's been going quite a while. Talking about the ratings. Yeah, listen, it's got a lot more than EastEnders. So listen, let's see what the Raymond says here. Compared to EastEnders, it's not bad. And to be sure, EastEnders did better on catch-up. I doubt Doctor Who will have more than a million. Yeah, listen, but okay. Let's just look at this chart from last year. 1 second. Doctor Who ratings dive. Here it is. Doink. Opening up. Just wait. And we'll share that screen. So you can see the data. Seeing data is important, right? So, there you go. Let me remove that so you can see it. So, yeah, I had to remove the bottom of the screen so you can see it. So 4.69 is where it got to over here, like last time. 4.69, that was consolidated. So probably after catch up, they're going to be somewhere. Okay, this is Capaldi's lowest over here, the 5.12. They're probably going to be somewhere around here, about the Capaldi's lowest for a Christmas special when people are locked in their homes. So don't think they did well. They did well for the BBC, that about half the country right now, the Sunday Times has a big feature on it, saying a recent polling, half the country feels the BBC fundamentally doesn't share their values. And I think that's I think 50% is being somewhat optimistic, right? So yeah, for the BBC, they did well. So they're probably high-fiving themselves with that, even though objectively terrible. So where were we? So the family is now sitting around the kitchen table, trying to figure out what to do with these Daleks. And Yaz, and of course it's Yaz because she's the bestest ever. Here's the sound of the TARDIS of the pit materializing. We're 25 minutes in, and the family is reunited with the Doctor. I'm surprised. I thought this was going to happen at the end, not at the beginning. I'm genuinely surprised at this point. And right away, we're into traditional 13th Doctor territory in that she's utterly stupid and she's arrived 10 months too late. Right? I mean, listen. They did it to very good effect with Matt Smith and Amy Pond right after he regenerated. But this is just like, this is 13th Doctor's utter stupidity, incompetence, and lack of heroism. She's 10 months late, and they're all upset because she's just useless. Okay, bottom line, she is just useless, and I don't know why. I don't know why they think it's a good idea to portray the first stunning and brave Doctor, played by Jodie Whittaker, as being useless. But she is just freaking useless. I don't know why they're writing it that way. Right. So okay. Right after, so they tell her that there's a Dalek here, and her reaction is a normal like soap opera-y gasp. It's not really her fault, Whittaker's fault. I mean, it is because she took the role and she has no idea how useless she is. But it's not really her fault because she's just terrible. She's just utterly terrible in the role, completely overhead. She doesn't really know what she's doing. It's not really fair on her. But that's just where we are. So the Misfits guy apparently has been growing. Now he's been taken over. He's been growing hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of Dalek mutants. In the Dalek mutants in Osaka for some reason. By the way, I see we've got a ton of people here. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button, all those things. Our fan Dabby Double Dozy, thank you very much. So they've been growing these Dalek mutants in Osaka, in a facility in Osaka. Production value is still strong. They realize this very well. I think that works. And they go to they take the TARDIS to the Trumpolite's office. And she comes out and starts lecturing him. And do you remember Married with Children, right? When they had like the first neighbor, Amanda Pierce, but they would have her always being like very she was the first and second one. They would always have her being very lecturing, like, and that's what she's like. That's what Jodie Whittaker's like. I don't understand it. Just don't understand why they think that this. Anybody think these are good creative choices? So she's lecturing him, and he has no idea what she's talking about. I'm like, what are Daleks? I have no idea. And like, you're going to show us your evil plan. I'm like, yeah, okay, I've got a legal contract to make these defense drones, and it's all, Liz, I'm quite proud of it, actually. Why would I hide it? And so he has no idea about the mutants being grown in Osaka, as the Dalek casings are made, 3D printed in some kind of magic sci-fi way. So over in Osaka, we have Jack and Yaz going to investigate that. They have a bit of a heart-to-heart, and it gets kind of boring. And there ends up with Yaz putting down Jack, like we saw in the trailer, say, oh, you need a lot of positive reinforcement. He's the only one who's done anything in this episode. He broke out the Doctor, who couldn't do it herself, and now he's broken into the Dalek factory, and he worked everything out. Like, I would be reasonably grateful to him, you morons, right? I would be reasonably grateful rather than go, you need a lot of reinforcement. Well, yeah, maybe you need a little bit you need to be a bit of bester to be the bestest ever. The dodgy politician woman is rolling out the Daleks, and she's saying, much like, again, Pedro Pascal's take on the villain in Wonder Woman 2, she's saying what the Twitterati, the woke Twitterati, think are right-wing talking points, talking about security and immigration and security and whatever. And I have to tell you, Christian goes on about how Doctor Who needs to be relevant, needs to talk about our time. So, why is it always a dodgy right-wing politician? Why can't listen? If you want to pull from today's times, how about a dodgy socialist leader of a party who's deeply racist? Can any of them relate to mind? Anybody? Can you think of anybody? How about the guy you wave flags for non-stop? You an idiot. Do you want to comment on those times? On how you you charged to have a massive anti-Semite become the leader or the prime minister of Britain? How about basing your dodgy politician on that? No, because it's only a commentary on the times, the bits of times that he does have to disagree with. The bit of times that where he screws up royally. No, we shouldn't comment on that at all. So the Daleks are being unveiled as Dr. Jodie takes the Trumpelite to Osaka in the TARDIS. And this is, again, cruel. She's being cruel to him. And I understand in your mind he's Donald Trump. And so he's evil. And so everything he does is bad, right? But, you're an alien who's kidnapped something, right? Literally, they kidnap him, take him in the TARDIS. He has no idea how the TARDIS is bigger on the inside. No idea what the TARDIS is. No idea they can travel. Right, and they're just making fun of him. They should be telling what's going on. No, it's nice to see him squirm. None of this, none of this seems to fit into never be cruel, never be cowardly. Seems like you're doing both at this point. So Jack and Yaz are being attacked by Dalek mutants in the Osaka facility. Lots of good green line again. Really well realized, right? Really well realized. Far better than Tom Baker. With a bit of squidgy rub around his neck at the end of Genesis of the Daleks 5. It was really done well. Just wasted on this trick. That's really what it wasted on this trick. So Yaz wants to take a sample of what the Dalek mutants are being fed so she can investigate. Well, Jack just wants to blow it up, right? Jack basically just wants to blow it up. In the TARDIS, Ryan really has had enough of the Doctor. Dr. Jodie, and haven't we all? He's like, just leave me alone. Really, he's had enough of it. You can really see what's going on. They have a very boring chat reaffirming that this is not Doctor Who. She goes over and says, I don't know where I am. I'm not from Gallifrey. I'm not a Time Lord. Okay, very good. Why don't I just underline it a little bit more? But again, you got to look at this from the normist point of view. To them, this looks like Doctor Who, right? To them, this looks like Doctor Who. It's... because you do have a lot of crowd-pleasing scenes in it, but this scene goes on forever. This is just a bore fest. It's a soapy bore fest, but it is kind of redundant saying that. It's written by Chris Chibnall, right? It says a soapy bore fest. Finally, they arrive at the clone Dalek factory after having this just insanely long conversation. Lots of the Doctor talking to herself and just facing far more convincing actors than her, right? So they face off in the factory. She meets the Misfits guy who has the Dalek mutant on his back, who's really good. That guy I like a lot. I think he did a pretty good job. They do good Dalek effect on his voice. And again, the Dalek is a far smarter villain than the Doctor is a hero. Not that she's a hero. We get some of the more trademark, stunning, and brave first lay female Doctor played by Jodie Whittaker. Complete imbecility when she says, "There's no way the Dalek mutants can get into the casings," which I think are in England. They can't. And I'm sitting there going, "Idiot." We've seen people teleport all through this episode. You don't think they can work out where teleporting? So what trips her off? Makes her be able to work out what's going on. Is that she notices the lighting is turning from green to red, right? And she goes, "Oh, what? Ecky thump! The red light is what the reconnaissance Dalek used to pull itself together." So when it turns red, they can now teleport into the Dalek casings, which have been rolled out all across Britain. Because, and she couldn't work it out because she's shit. She is shit. She is as absolutely awful as a Doctor. So all the security drones, which of course are manning the very cruel immigration control. You can hear them go, "Hey man, why can't we just have open borders, man, and turn our TP into a desk?" I'm like, "God, a desk into a TP." It's just so stupid. And so the Daleks turn their blue lights to red, and they start exterminating everyone. And of course, the evil right-wing politician and the army and the police are all hoisted on their own petard as we get a bit of pure wish fulfillment for the woke Twitterati as they all get destroyed with their own evil machinations. The Dalek blows them up. Although, again, the realization of this is good, is very good. Dr. Jodie gets over some of her self-doubt about not being the Doctor anymore because she isn't, and she says, I am the Doctor. And I think this is supposed to be a big revelatory moment for her, right? I think it's supposed to be this big, like, world-changing moment for her, as she said, and the Doctor stops the Daleks. So then she has a plan that only the stunning and brave third Doctor, only the stunning and brave first Doctor, first female Doctor played by Jodie Whittaker could have. So her plan is that she sends a signal to real Daleks, not the Daleks made by Trump-alike, but to real Daleks. Again, in terms of the Dalek ship, freaking awesome, great design, better than the Russell T Davies is. It's good to see the Bronze Daleks. Nick Briggs is there doing his best, and it's all really working out quite well with the Daleks. So her plan is to get these far more powerful and dangerous Daleks to come and destroy the lesser powerful Daleks, and then they're going to destroy the far greater threat of these Daleks somehow. It's so stupid. And so she calls a Dalek death squad specifically designed to destroy Dalek, genetic abnormalities or or aberrations, which these are. So again, she's calling purebred Daleks, who are much more dangerous and powerful, to a planet to destroy fake Daleks, and then she's going to take care of them. I mean, it's almost as stupid as a plan to give the Cyberium to the Cybermen. They actually mentioned that in this episode when Captain Jack says, "Did you get my message about not giving the Cyberium to the whatever? Did you get my message?" Said, "Yeah, but I didn't listen to it. But I sorted it out, sort of." No, you destroyed the human race with that idiocy, and it looks like this kind of plan is going to happen again. So much like Resolution, where the whole thing could be taken care of by Capaldi as he's walking around the TARDIS console with a cup of tea in hand, glowering at a console, pressing a couple of buttons, boom, would have dealt with it. No, she just goes on this insane plan. So the Trump-like villain then says, "I would rather be with these guys, these Bronze Daleks, than you, Miss Doofus." And again, who can blame him? Who can absolutely blame her? She's just being mean and nasty and cruel and cowardly. I don't know. I do not know what she thinks why she thinks this is a good idea. I don't know why she thinks it's a good idea at all to be like that. So he goes and joins them, and he says, he says, "Take me to your leader," essentially. And he offers them, "Hey, I'm going to show you how to take the planet really, really easily." And he's going to tell them about who called them here, because they don't know the Doctor called them there, because if he does, it's bad somehow. So then Jack says he's going to go and blow up the Dalek ship, and Ryan and Graham go with him. Ryan's like, "We got to go and fight for a planet." And Graham's like, "Yeah, okay, I guess." And they go along together. And you're thinking, and Jack says, "Doctor, are you all right with this?" And Doctor's like, "I couldn't stop them even if I wanted to." Oh, icky thump. And so I'm thinking, are they about to get killed? Are they really going to bump these people off? That would seem to be a stupid move. And I think that's what's going to happen. But I'll let you know what happens when it does. So they split up. Ryan and Graham go one way on the Dalek ship. Again, Dalek ship, best realization of a Dalek ship I think ever seen in Doctor Who. Much like the Cybermen, they did in whatever it was the episode was called. Really, really strong. Again, just wasted. And it's the best realization of a Dalek spaceship in Doctor Who, but sadly, this is not Doctor Who. So, swings and roundabouts, mate. Swings and roundabouts. That's how it works. Captain Jack comes across the Trumper-like who's been taken on the ship to talk to their leader, who's spilling the beans at the Doctor. So the final human Dalek shows up saying, "No, I am not a genetic abnormality, aberration. He's the what's left of the original reconnaissance Dalek, so he's a pure Dalek, so they shouldn't blow him up." but they blow him up anyway. Okay, there you go. He's gone. So Jack tells her, communicates her that she was sold out by the Trump like, obviously, and she realizes her idiot plan is coming off the rails, and now they're all going. They're pretty much going to die along with everybody else. And then she has an idea. She said, I keep up. I've had an idea. Ella. And she tells Yaz, just trust me. And Yaz is like, I'm not trusting you, bitch. That ain't happening. And so the Doctor has a bit of a heart-to-heart with her. But it gets more boring again. So the Doctor plan is to have the TARDIS appear in the sky around all the Daleks that are flying around, these Dalek death squads flying around that are blowing up the human Daleks. And said, "Hey up, I'm the Doctor, everybody, come and get great effect shot though. Really like the effect shot. Hey up, I'm the Doctor, come and chase me." And they all go flying into the TARDIS, like actually into the TARDIS. A few dozen of them. Again, great effect shot. Meanwhile, Jack's being chased by the Daleks in the Dalek ship, and they get cornered, and they have this like kind of conversation where the Dalek ship should have shot them, but they didn't. Jack then teleports back to the TARDIS, blowing up the Dalek ship. Another great effect shot. Meanwhile, on the TARDIS, it turns out that the Daleks aren't in the Doctor's TARDIS; they're in the stolen TARDIS, whatever, the Dr. Ruth TARDIS. And she tricked them in there, and she tells them by a hologram. She has a bit of a gloat. Again, seems a bit cruel. Seems a bit unnecessary and cruel, but okay. Hey, I'm the Doctor. I got you. Hey. Okay, fine, whatever. And then she sets the TARDIS to implode and go to the center of a sun or something. So they're all wiped out. So now they got the Trumper-like back on the TARDIS. Captain Jack rescued them for some reason. And she starts saying, "Hey, why shouldn't I just throw you at the airlock or whatever? Why aren't you in a lot of trouble?" And he's like, "I was there as a decoy," all right, which is his line that he's using. And now he's smelling of roses. Like he says, he's taking complete credit for getting rid of these Daleks and dealing with everything, and his political career seems to be flourishing again. And so, the stunning and brave first female Doctor played by Jodie Whittaker screws up that as well. Jack, via a voiceover, says he's hanging out with Gwen Cooper, who took out a Dalek with her son's boxing gloves and something else, and will stay there for a bit. Fine, who cares? And the Doctor is ready to take her fam on an all-new adventure. She wants to go to Meringue World, which is a restaurant that serves meringues, and the tables are made of meringues, and the waiters are made of meringues. And like, why is all this social justice or this SJW shit always involved going to eat? Yeah, I mean, you read any Marvel comics about sitting around and eating, right? That's what they do. That's what heroes do in this stunning, brave new world. But Ryan isn't up for it. He doesn't want to go traveling. He wants to go and stay on Earth because that's his planet, right? Yaz, of course, is staying. She's eyeing up the Doctor. "Oh, get them out the door. We're going to do a bit of scissoring." Hey. And Graham's like, "Oh, I'll stay and be with Ryan. I'm his grandfather's." I'm like, "Run, brothers, run! Get out of there! Get the blankety blanket! Don't look back! Ryan, go to HBO. I hope they shoot your show. Whatever it is, just get out of this." And this is the best episode they've done. I just want to reiterate, this is the best episode they've done. There's supposed to be an emotional movement when they have a moment when they have a group hug and say goodbye. But as none of them are real characters that anybody cares about anyway, it just falls flat, right? It just falls flat. The Doctor runs and gives them something. You can't tell what it was, but it's kind of obvious it's psychic paper. So we end up with Ryan back learning to ride his bike again with Graham. They're back mentioning dyspraxia, and he still can't do it. Whatever. And you're not sure if they're actually at the beginning of their... And she's going to change all the timelines. But no, then they start talking about there's monsters appeared here and there, and they should go and investigate. And they pull out the thing the Doctor gave them, and it's psychic paper. She gave them both psychic paper. That's, again, not one of the best ideas, but she's not really the brightest spark in the world, now is she? Bless her. So right at the end, there we have this really weird bit where they look into the sun and they see a vision, and they both see it of Graham's dead wife, and Ryan's grandmother, the woman who died in the first episode. Like, what's that about? What's going on with that? And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. And then titles come on, and even the continuity announcer sounds like she's trying to stop from cutting her wrists, right? The continuity is like, oh, isn't it great to see her back? Oh, God, no, not really. And then the closing caption is, Doctor Who will return. Oh, God. I hope he does. I hope he does, because this is utter garbage. Let me just quickly go through the chat. I think, does anybody know when Noel's starting his Backs and Future stream? Because I really want to be on that. Hamdoni, how you doing? 4.69 Newsday is great for 2020 BBC, which is revived. Disaster, how are you doing? They see dead person. Yes, they see dead person together, and nobody really mentions it. Extra Mickey, fair play to Graham though. He's wearing a vest, West Ham scarf. At the end, go, Bradders, go, mate. Exclamation Mickey said, that Time Prophet is here. Raymond Williams is here. Never could believe Ryan or Yaz as real characters. Just, factors, they absolutely are. Photos of food itself is that's it. They just love pictures of food, says Darren M. It's so true. I understand. 4.69 overnight. Was it as bad as we thought? No. I thought the viewing figures, Hamdani says, was it bad? I thought the viewing figures was going to be, significantly less than EastEnders. EastEnders got 3.5. I thought this wasn't going to get above the 2.5 when I heard that. 100% wrong. 4.69. That is for BBC in 2020 or 2021, very good. BBC, I mean, look, I keep seeing this article coming out about 50% of the population hate the BBC right now. BBC, if they survive 2021, I'll be surprised. Apparently, Cena Beckett apparently doing a Yorkshire accent is a sin. Well, only the way they do it. I can't stand. Moffat didn't really know how to write the Daleks, but Chibnall doesn't know how to write anything. Well, yes, that's a fair comment. DC says the 10th Doctor would have not let the Daleks die. Like, I don't know. It's just like they all just see it. Like I just don't. I don't understand what's going through these stupid people's heads. Here we go. L'chaim, says Critical Bars. L'chaim, here's to life. If you ever want to know, if you ever wanted to, even if you wanted to, there were issues. The iPlayer was acting up, the quality was low, and started buffering it. Oh, interesting. That's what I'm surprised, because again, I think it did much better than I thought it was going to be. The whole Doctor Who is now an effect shot. No, exactly well, that is true, says the Time Prophet. Time Mechanic says, what's good isn't original. What's original is abysmal. That's true. Although I have to tell you, I like Raised by Wolves. Raised by Wolves was original. It was pretty good. Was it? Thomas Preston, Chris Perser, okay, said something. I don't know. He's already done, but I'm glad you already did it, mate. Do it more, and don't tell you. Okay, what's it? Just got a thing from TARDIS Zone. I'm keeping an eye on that because I do not want to step on the streams. I really want to go on it. Kevin Jones, how you doing? I do like your Welsh flag avatar. Still not sure why it's called Revolution. Yeah, why it's called Revolution of the Daleks? There was no revolution. It was annihilation of the Daleks. Good point. Adam Campbell. They covered up the Winston Churchill episode 2. They covered it in the Winston Churchill episode 2. I'm not sure whether they did, but I'm sure they did. Fourth Dimension, how are you? 2 daily races were already covered in 2 Dalek races were already covered in Resurrection, Revelation, and Remembrance, wasn't it? And the new series, sort of, yeah. 51 likes, 2 dislikes. Only 2 dislikes. Give me more dislikes. More dislikes I get, the better it is. I know. Oddly, the nuclear option isn't the Osterhagen key, says Robert Pine. Exactly. Credit where credit is due. Chibnall is much better at writing Daleks than Moffat, though not saying much. Better at writing Daleks. This was a good Dalek story. This had a good, strong Dalek idea. It was just wasted for this era. Stuart Bowers, how you doing? Lower Things Metal. Yeah, exactly. I mean, listen, this is nothing to be proud of. Lower Things Metal. Every mainstream media is saying Doctor is now on life support. However, it is more viewing figures than I expected. That's for sure. Absolutely. Momentum members will be making a review praising the episode. Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, why can't you skewer your we're not even unquestionably racist leader that you were so in love with, right? No, it's always got to be the right wing leaders, right? Every time. Stephen Amoray, serving the Gallifrey connection. Where is this leading to? No longer to having 2 hearts. No, she says she has 2 hearts still. Chibnall is about to destroy 60. I don't think he's destroying it because I just don't think this is Doctor Who, right? I don't think this is Doctor Who. They just the Last Jedi of Doctor Who. I would say that was the Timeless Children. Okay, I would say that's the Timeless Children. Was it? You want to see much of a hypocrite, Jezza? Look at the Twitter media. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Twitter is not a good place. Twitter is not a good place. Orange Man bad. Yes, they did mention that quite a few times in this. Bresby, a cavalcade of things that we've seen before, years before, that were done better. Only 2 decent lines of dialogue that were nicked from Rusty Davis. Work done. You can talk. Plotting dull narrative. Yeah, fair. It's fair. Again, not a recommend. The best Tribunal episode they've done. Okay, back. Oh man, I've got too much to go through here. Okay, let me just say hello to him because I really got to get off because I don't know what time Noel's starting. Overall out of 10, 6. It gets a 6 out of 10 rating. Horrible set view. I disagree with the horrible set view. I love it. Okay, I'm not sure which horrible set, but okay. Fine. That's as far back as I can go. Steve Moran, how are you? Let's read your last comment. Part of this new Daleks is a ripped on Big Finish story using human. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I will show you that story before we leave. Right? Far better version of this story. Blood of the Daleks. It's called Blood of the Daleks. Dalek. There you go. Oh, there we go. These 2. Let me just share. Oh, they're on sale right now as well. They're both on sale. Oh, sorry, I pressed the wrong button. There we go. They're on sale. Let me close that. It's Chrome tab. So there you go. These 2 stories. I'll show you this one for part 1. 449. Who wrote this? Steve Lyons. Pretty darn good story. Lots of similar elements to this story. Better done much better. So there you go. I've watched it, so you don't have to. Doctor Who will return, as I said. I hope he does. My name's Ian Beck, and you the Rabbi for Another Planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. Oh, I forgot to press. No, see, I forgot that I'm not recording this. I know I went to press the other button. Fine. So now I'm doing a live stream. So now I hit the end broadcast button. Let's try that again. My name is Ian Beck, and you Rabbi from Another Planet. Please like, share, subscribe, ring the little bell so you notify when new videos drop, and have yourself a fantastic new year.